The iPhone X was first released in November 2017 and it marked the first time Apple ditched the home button on the iPhone in favor of Face ID. It was a major redesign, and iPhones like the regular iPhone 14 and 14 Plus still use this form factor with a notch up to this day. It was powerful for its time with its A11 Bionic chipset, but in 2023, is the iPhone X still worth it? Let's find out. But first, roll the intro. Hey guys, my name is Zach and this is GG Fistbomb. I talk about video games and I also do tech reviews of the gadgets I own, so if you like these kinds of content, it would really help if you would click on subscribe, then hit on that notification bell to stay up to date with my latest videos. So despite being over 5 years old, there are still people who consider getting an iPhone X. Over at Facebook Marketplace or even at places like Green Hills, iPhone X would go for 10 to 11,000 pesos or about 200 to 220 US dollars for the 64 gigabytes. This one is actually 256 gigabytes and you'll probably see it in the same price range to maybe 1,000 to 2,000 pesos more. Software-wise, it still supports the latest iOS 16, meaning you'd still get support at least until September 2023. All of the apps and games the latest iPhone 14 can run, the iPhone X can run as well. There's also a possibility of the iPhone X having iOS 17 if we base on the longevity of the iPhone 6s, which had 7 years of major updates. That is something Android phones can never match, the long OS support for their devices. And even if the iPhone X doesn't get iOS 17, you'd still be able to run most apps until a few more years where they raise the minimum OS needed. Case in point, games like Genshin Impact and Call of Duty Mobile just need a minimum iOS 9 to run, while Facebook needs a minimum iOS 13.4 to get the latest app updates. That means even the iPhone 6s, which is stock on iOS 15, would still get the latest version of most apps. The iPhone X also has a gorgeous OLED screen, which has better viewing angles and is much more vibrant than the Liquid Retina LCD panels of the iPhone XR and iPhone 11. It has a 5-inch screen and it sports a 2236 by 1125 pixel resolution. Compared to my iPhone 13 Pro, the iPhone X is just 0.2 inches shorter, making the screen size still good enough in today's standards. Speakers are also loud enough with the iPhone X, having stereo speakers, spatial audio, and Dolby Atmos. Of course, it's not as loud as the newer iPhones, but it's still very decent. Here's how the iPhone X sounds like compared to my other Apple devices. Now in terms of camera, you can get a dual lens system on its rear cam, with 12 megapixels f1.8 aperture on the first lens and 12 megapixels with f2.4 aperture on the second lens. It can also shoot videos up to a maximum 4K at 60 FPS. For the front cam, you get 7 megapixels with 1080p at 30 FPS max resolution. The quality of course is not as great as recent flagships, with this being a 2017 phone, but it's still really good and it gets the job done, especially under good lighting conditions. You can still get Instagram or Facebook worthy photos, and yes, you can still use it to get decent TikTok videos. Now here are more shots from the iPhone X. Alright guys, so this is the front camera and the built-in microphone of the iPhone 10. What do you guys think of the quality? Just leave it in the comments. Alright guys, so this is the rear camera and the built-in microphone of the iPhone 10 while at 1080p 60 frames per second. What do you guys think? Just leave it in the comments. Looking at what the iPhone 10 has to offer, it can still be dependable and reliable in 2023. It might not be as fast as recent iPhones, but for its price, it still gives a solid performance. So that's very nice. Now, another thing of note is the battery life. Being a 2017 phone, battery life could be degraded. Mine has an 80% battery health, meaning a full charge can only hold up to 80% of its capacity. Because of that, you'd probably need to have a charger or a power bank nearby to get you through the day, especially if you use the iPhone 10 extensively. So is the iPhone 10 still worth it in 2023? Well, I think it's definitely viable to use. But if you can stretch out your budget a bit, you can at least try to target a newer iPhone 11. You'll probably see it used in the 19 to 20,000 peso range, but support would be longer, features would definitely be better, and you'll probably see a lot of it with battery health in the high 90s. Some resellers like those in Green Hills would probably have some remaining brand new stocks if you want it fresh from the box. But if you're considering an iPhone 10, then you're probably looking at the used market and looking at a cheaper way to get into iOS. Anyway, that is my recommendation. Do any of you guys still have an iPhone 10? What are the things you like about it? Just leave it in the comments down below. And with that, I think we're done. If you found this video helpful, interesting, or entertaining, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Then hit on that notification bell for more tech-related videos just like this. Again, I'm Zach, and this is GG Fist Bump.